What's going on, guys? We're live. All right, we're doing pendulum sweep. Well, not just the sweep, we're doing the system from the pendulum attack. So we'll start with the basic one. Pendulum sweep, I'm going to trap my partner's arm. There's a couple different ways you could trap it. You could just like hold the wrist, you can hold the elbow, or you can get this like overhook kind of a grip. But I need to prevent him from posting his hand on the ground. So if I get this overhook, just make sure that you're able to like kind of pull this elbow and like keep his hand from going off the mat. If he gets like a really strong post on the ground, when I try to take him over, it's gonna stop the sweep from happening, which we'll take advantage of that later. But so we'll just start with this overhook position. The opposite side, I'm gonna underhook his knee. Let's actually turn this way. So I'm gonna underhook his knee in between his hamstring and his calf, trying to get this bicep curl kind of an action going. Once I get that, then I can start to unlock my legs, and I'm going to try and get perpendicular. So I'm pulling myself, I'm kicking my leg. That's kind of like the pendulum motion right there, is that swinging motion of me kicking this outside leg. Keep turning myself perpendicular and getting this leg from down by his hip to up by his armpit. Now I just keep swinging for momentum. When I'm ready, I'm going to bring my leg all the way down extended, use my hamstring and curl my heel towards my butt. And I want to use the momentum of that and lifting his leg towards the ceiling. I'm going to roll my partner over and then go directly into this mount position. So again, this is just the pendulum sweep. That's kind of like the basis of the move, and then we'll go into some submissions off of it. So I'll do this windshield wiper, start trying to trap his arm under my armpit, clamp it down, go under his knee, start turning sideways. Remember, I have to have good control of his hand so I can start pulling it up, preventing him from getting a strong post on the outside, kicking this leg so I can get perpendicular. Keep kicking as many times as you need until you can get your leg high up in the armpit. My heel should be pointed towards his head. I don't want it pointed towards his feet. So point towards the head, swing for momentum. And when you're ready, this leg's going to go all the way extended out. This leg's going to bump him forward on the armpit side. And then I'm going to go under his knee and lift his leg in the air. So all the way here, roll him over, and then try to climb all the way up into this mount position. So that's going to be that sweep. Now the arm bar, I'm sure you can kind of see it from that same spot. Get that windshield wiper, overhook grip under his leg. As I turn sideways, let's actually face the camera a little bit more. So as I start to turn sideways here, maybe I'm having a difficult time. He has like a strong base. Yeah, if he's sitting low, it's going to be really hard to knock him over. So I'm just going to kick enough to get my leg in the armpit, just like before on this side. And then this outside leg, the one I was using for momentum, I'm just going to throw it over his head. And then I have a finish immediately here. I can potentially just clamp my elbow to my ribs. This is like kind of like a shotgun style finish where it's underneath my armpit. But sometimes I'll try to finish, it's not working. So I'll try to go back to the sweep and then maybe finish there, or just sit back for the standard arm bar. Get the homie handshake, support the wrist, and break towards the side that his legs are on. So I'm pulling across, pinching my knees, and finish that arm bar. You can also finish from just the bottom position too, like I kind of was already slightly showing. So I'll get under, start turning, go here. If I can't finish from under the armpit, then I'll let it slip, but maintain tension, and go to his wrist like normal, and try to stay up on top right here. Like, yeah, and then just try to finish right here. Or if I need to, two hands to finish. So that'll be that arm bar. I try to go for the sweep. He sits low, I can't kick him over, so I go over his head, arm bar now. So if I want to triangle him from this kind of a system, I got to make sure my hand, instead of controlling his arm, is going to hold his head. I actually want him in this case to post his arm out to the side. So I'm controlling his head. I'm going to swing like before. My goal is get his hand as far out towards the side as possible. And that will help me free this leg so I can get it up and over his shoulder. So I start kicking out, and I start bringing my knee in front. I'm going to get jammed up if I keep facing the way that he is kind of moving towards. So I need to scoot my hips out and use my knee in front of his shoulder to push so I can free my foot. Now I have that triangle. I can start to do my finish, crossing everything up, holding his head, getting my knee in front of his shoulder, scooting my hips out, and then locking up this triangle right there. So again, if I'm going to do the pendulum motion into the triangle, I want to, instead of hold his arm, get a collar tie around his neck, go under his leg here, start turning sideways. I'm going to do the same action. I'm trying to knock him over. As soon as he posts his hand, get my knee in front of his shoulder. As I push on his shoulder with my knee, I scoot my hips out, free my foot, lock that triangle up, and start crossing his arm, hugging his head, angling out, getting that knee in front of his shoulder. And then I can start locking up that triangle, finishing there. So we have the pendulum sweep, we have the arm bar, and then the triangle when I switch off to that collar tie. Thanks, Jose.